Barcelona in Spain.
I'm a graduate student from KTH University. I come from Stockholm.
I am the Deputy Chief of Staff for the Mayor of Portland.
I'm from Poland.
I'm an architect and I'm living in Rotterdam.
Urban and Regional Studies from Indonesia.
I'm an urban designer.
What I expect from this summit is just to be a participant and learn more about best practices and what's happening.
It's always interesting to see what are the actual discussions.
Workshop on resilient cities that I'm pretty interested in.
Urban policy is a huge challenge nowadays, and we would like to find some solutions from abroad.
The issue of climate change is something that we really need to address now as ordinary citizens and as citizens of a city like Rotterdam and representing all other cities that are here in this audience represented by you.
What exactly are the implications of comprehensive sustainable urban area development? These are questions I feel very strongly about, not only from a professional point of view, but also from a personal perspective, as a citizen, as a lover of nature, and as a father of 2 children who have their whole lives ahead of them.
There needs to be more of an emphasis on walkability and a very high quality public realm. So I think if Rotterdam can take its interesting architecture, but do it in a way that really contributes to the walkability in the public realm of the city, I think you'd have the best of both worlds. We emphasize walking, or what we sometimes call the power of nearness. When you get density, when you de-emphasize the car, you get a critical mass of population that puts everything in walking distance that you really need, including jobs. So the power of nearness really does have a significant effect.
You have to make a choice in the city. The choice to say stop with the highways in the inner city is a starting point to create a new inner city environmental quality.
A surprise was that even in North America, a city can be very successful in a sustainable topic.
We invested so much money in the moon race in the 1960s that we did the impossible. I think the analogy today is that we don't need to focus on the moon race. We don't need to focus on the race to Mars, but we need to focus on the Earth race.
A sustainable world is a better quality of living. And I think there's something else. When I heard those last comments from the tables, I think there has to be a new economy, because the old economy died the last year.
We absolutely can improve our quality of life, but we have to change our lifestyle, because our lifestyle is not conducive to either sustainability or, frankly, a good quality of life.
How would this be answered if this was a session in China or Africa? Because I think the answer there would be the complete inverse. You know, they would not feel that they could reach sustainability without giving up a quality of life, because they're striving to the quality of life that we have today.
The infrastructure of Melbourne broke down. It was not designed for the weather patterns that we have now, just as our water supply was not designed for the weather patterns that we now have. And all of the train network and most of the tram network went out. So did most of the electricity supply last summer for over 24 hours. The extremes of a number of events coming together brought down the established infrastructure of this city. If you pile up the data on top of data, about climate change, there is no doubt about the significance and the impact of that, even if there's uncertainties about how it will play out. But that is a way of creating a degree of paralysis, and we have to turn that into hope.
I can announce that the Rotterdam Cleantech Delta program has decided last week that there will be a similar program like the VEL program in Melbourne in Rotterdam. And it will be, of course, the Rotterdam Eco-Innovation Lab, called REAL.
This meeting here is crucial. It says that the cities are the problem and the cities are the solution. And it's the cities where we'll put this third industrial revolution into effect and create a post-carbon world.
There should be solar roofs and vertical wind and heat pumps and recycling garbage and ocean waste everywhere.
Then we can have re-globalization from the bottom up. Then energy can be local and no one has to rely on the geopolitics of OPEC or somewhere else. Then we create a more peaceful planet. It's power to the people.
Every building in our great urban areas are going to be converted to your own personal power plants. So we can collect the energy coming into the building from the sun or the heat under the ground or the garbage or whatever. And as we convert the buildings in our great cities, we're going to put in storage with hydrogen so we can store all that electricity. And then we're going to put in smart grids that act just like the internet so we can begin to share that energy building to building all over metropolitan areas.
And we got to take the local city, urban environment, and the civil society and the business community and create a seamless family to move this third industrial revolution online and to retell the human story so that our urban centers become the vital center points for a new renaissance, a post-carbon era that can replenish this earth, save it for future generations.
I think it was quite embracing because we're all there in our professions and we actually try to do change, and he's telling us the message that change is possible.
I was blown away. He again put it to us that there is absolutely no time to waste.
One of our recommendations was that the city should make additional investments in attracting innovative companies to this part of the world, specialized in the subject of water management and climate change technology.
We're not grasping the enormity of this moment. You're the front line. But your fellow citizens are asleep. That's why it's so frustrating for you every day when you get to the office. You see the reality of this and the time we have left.